Sanskrit long muscle happy. The power of the person in front of you. Most likely, there's only natural gas. You can force him to this point. After all, who is strong, who is weak in this battle is still unknown. Right now, the snow could get its breath back. But the battle is not over. Looking forward to 10,000 long la big father, he said he had 10 points. It's not that he made 10 moves. If you want to beat him to death, go ahead. The word of the forest. The lake shattered the calm face of the 1,000-long weather. Hate can't kill him. He didn't say anything, and no one thought he was dumb. Long is the one who is suffering. In the strongest hand, hold back. I can't do it. The best way to get out into the street. The strange curve is coming again. But this time he didn't use the moon wheel. Make the 1,000-year-old a little wary. He shouted out a low-class martial arts metaphor imagination speed booster. Blinking closer to 10,000 long weather, but he doesn't see very well. Body image in front of you. A twinkling of an eye came. Across the Tai Chi 10,000 long. I can feel the wind through the sky. Long hard dull spot. Sighs say we lost. 55-3 miss excretion stopped in sense. Long was completely unexpected. He's the Gao master scene. And now we're dealing with gas condensate. Back in the underworld. But the snowman here saw his father. He lost in the hands of a boy. Startled air condenser loud. How can? You must have raised your hand to him, right? To hear the words of Lamb. Probably most people don't even admit it. The owner really doesn't use it all. Every trick is just exploration without killing. End of the words. Lin almost shouted with joy. Look, if it's not my father. You've been dead for a long time. Probably the coldest laugh. Your father didn't use all his power. But if he had used all his might, I would have cut him. Compared to the legendary master, the main thing is the lack of speed. Has lunar wheel support. His speed is no less than the Gao master scene. So you just have to roll out the magic. It can kill a master. Scene. Then he used concrete high-end photo main set. Is to use the maneuver. Before, thousands of dragons controlled by illusions of attention. Let him approach from behind. So at that time, if the 1,000-year-old is a little close, he will definitely kill him. Mr. Long sees this point. So I lost my heart. At this time, thousands of Long sighed firmly. You're the most reliable person I've ever seen. I give you the fisherman. I hope you can treat it well. Otherwise, I will not forgive you. He said. He came up next to her. Hold me in your arms and say stop. Live your life and never come back. What you hold in your arms? I can't help crying out to you. The most likely person to see the scene is immediately stunned. What is this? As far as he knows, Master Long has 2 boys and a girl. Where did he get the 3rd son? It's not right to look at the wimp. I know you are the 3rd lady. Stopping incense. Even if I regret it now. You can only turn people away. Let's go. Come back. He saw that his father wanted to go. Don't bring his sister. Come back and speak up immediately. When you come back, we will talk to you. He looked at him angrily and kept his mouth shut, waiting for the two of them to leave. The worst of all is angry. This is a useless waste of time. Back here, one day fighting with father and caca of the little bitch. I almost killed them. Towards the incense stasis he spoke coldly. Stop incense. What's your purpose after all? The old man fought 10 rounds and thought he was angry for you. As a result, we are the bastards. The snow stopped and I heard the anger in my heart. Don't he be angry even though I want to go out. If you come to the mountain, you are not real. Even if she thinks a little, she's not wrong. His goal is to reach the thousands of animals. She was the one who brought him. He was just using her as a pawn. No reason to be angry. I was immediately a little horrified to think of it. Since ever have become such an emotional worker. I have been in contact with the homeless for a few months. It makes him unable to think for others. What is a ghost like this? Another fake. You can't just let this keep happening. Otherwise, you will have more trouble. And then he said, stop talking down. Take me to the mountains. Then I'll take you out. After that, our transaction is over. 56 Save Kim Hyen Dam. I stopped listening to him immediately. A quick glance and head down. Probably very quickly change their attitude. Follow her down below. Thousands of animals, sun-vascular, huge forest cover the sky. In a place where no one noticed, there was a small cave. Now a thin body crawls out, suddenly screaming for an hour. It's like someone beat her up. Most definitely frown, then Leo out. His body is now full of dirt. No different, the shape of the small intestine of the incense. He really doesn't understand. Why do you wear it? I like to go down the small road. This smell is disgusting. He was beaten and was lying on the ground. Stand up now and shout. You are a bad name. I don't care if you listen to her. Just admit it. Yes, I am. What about the bad guys? Probably the most. I have never considered the name of a bad person. In his previous life, he was a ghost. People are afraid of losing their secrets. He also never paid attention to their insults. Let's say he practices magic. If magic wasn't evil, waiting for him is not dead. He smells the same way in his own form. Probably a little bit of a snub. Looking forward to the question. Have you had a shower lately? She heard him ask and glared at him. Go ahead, follow me. Very quickly, Wang was the most reliable guide. To a small lake. In the forest. I am in a hurry to remove the dirt from my body. I don't know if there are women here. Take off your clothes and go to the bathroom. I can see he didn't take off his shirt. In front of her, flushed face without ceasing to shout for an hour. What do you want to do? Probably cold for an hour. Not paying attention, she replied, of course, I took a shower. If you don't notice, you can take a shower with me. Stop listening to this nonsense. Face in a hot moment. I want to turn around and take a shower with you. A scoundrel without shame. I'm sure everyone at the bottom heard her every word. But he didn't notice. What does a shaman need a face for? The fastest way is to go to the shore. Put your coat on and say it. Diamonds stay where they lead. The Lord heard the words. But she remained in one place. Blush muttered, but we haven't showered yet. I am most likely to see her expression. Laughed softly. The snow stopped laughing. I immediately knew he was teasing me. Turn around in anger. You go into the forest and you don't look. Most likely I heard her warning. Assess her from top to bottom. Smiling scoundrel replied that the fruit was not ripe. Lao Tzu did not eat. I was stunned for a moment. The scumbag in front of her dared to scold her. She said, I'm not 9 yet. She said she smelled a cold way to the small pond to wash. A moment later, most likely lying leisurely by the bushes, with a fresh grass in his mouth. Think about the upcoming plans. Suddenly the forest was moving. He knows who is not looking. The shower is over, miss. You can go now. He just finished. A body photo team behind the bush stepped out. My skin is white. Body fit. She is an American woman. She heard the question and answered. At this time, the most powerful man stood up. I turned to look at her for a moment. This has changed too much. Before that, it was the dirty shit. Male not raw male, female not raw female. When you take a shower, you turn into a beautiful girl. I realized I was stupid. I saw myself staring at the girl in front of me, silently scolding myself with a careless voice. Then wake up. The most silent walk ahead. Let the girl lead the way. A while later, the snow stopped and brought the most precious pearl to a mountain peak. I can't help but look at the scene in front of me. Diamond save SA output. There will be a lot of people who are right. Because there's no such thing as a shadow. Snow, Wang heard him ask quickly. If we go there directly, they'll find us. That's why I brought you here. She pointed her hand in a direction. To attract the attention of the most ordinary. That's where Diamond Save SA comes in. 57 Save Kim Tian Dam to. Look in the direction where the wind stops. I can see more than 50 people. Is guarding a small pond. Where the wind is blowing, he's a hot spring. The power of the most powerful. It is currently placed on you, standing in the middle of the lake. He must be a legendary master. I'm closing my eyes, keeping a block of jelly in the water. Suddenly the old man opened his eyes towards the two most evil people. The most common blame is startled. Hurry to pull the incense, stop lying down. Small voice, not good, lie down. Intuition is strong. This fake guy is absolutely a master of heaven. Snow, Wang heard him say. Confirm it is not wrong. He pretended to be the 7 elders of Human Cup. The city has been under siege for 10 years. Until last month occurred Save SA transmission talks. Sprayed out a lot. Diamond saved SA. He's just holed up here. Along with 50 high tricks seen. I think most people agree as if they understand. Before Diamond Save SA came out, there will usually be a post-mortem. But about BA, last month Diamond Saver SA sprayed out a large amount. If you want to get more diamonds, avoid letting others get it. We have to stay here. Think about it. Want to achieve Diamond Save far? You must defeat more than 50 players below. But with his current strength, this story is not possible. Suddenly a thought crossed his mind. Smile for an hour. Pull the incense back into the forest. It's a little surprising that he's drawn to me. Why do you have a way? Not answer her problem, he vaguely answered. If you can't use your power, use your mind. Find you a gift. At the same time, the old man below sensed someone. But when you raise your head, you don't see a shadow. I have a little doubt about my intuition. It's not an illusion. At that moment in the inner circle, Fenmin City, Fan Sun and Z Lam are paying homage, with an old man sitting in the chair. Now he opened his mouth. How to find a child? The child is not injured. Fan Long, he stopped the mirror to sigh. The doctor said, your father let them go. This boy is not bad. You can stop the baby for him. The fact that he didn't know he was guilty. As long as he's good with it later. I won't calculate. He was startled, unable to say anything. What is he about to stop? He nodded and said calmly. The boy said stop being his man. I also agree with you that I also mean. The old man slapped the table with a loud shout. No matter who that kid is. He hit the baby. We didn't calculate. But don't stop the baby. Do you know this is going to reveal us? Don't wait for the fake to finish. Thousands of Long has appeared in AI Ray. But very quickly hide and say, Father, please stop. If anything you will be responsible for. The old man shouted, a loud voice reluctantly shaking his head. What do you bear? The safety of your family can bear, Sao. I know you love your daughter. But the old man didn't love his grandson. But where did the two of them go? Sanskrit long face color is a bit complicated. He agreed to let them go. Like now, in the face of his father's oppression and persecution. He doesn't know how to do it. But finally closed his eyes helplessly, low his voice. Thousands of animals. Here the location. The old man couldn't see the light. Thousands of animals. After leaving the top of Track Mountain, most people stop trying to find things. Miss Wang feels very strange. Not that he's here to get the diamond. Find something now. Suddenly the most likely one screamed. Out of the earth a face appears. Happy to find it. Stop blinking a few. Look at what's in your hand. She has absolutely no idea what it is. Doubt ask what this is. For what? Probably the most mysterious laughter. Casually say sweet potato. This is what first level moles like best. Hear this word. The fragrance in his eyes flashed with light. It's like thinking about what it screams. Good idea. You're going to use a string mouse to dig your way. Go steal Diamond Saver SA. Right. Moles are even the most prized animals. In ability to fight. But it's capable of tunneling. Less than half an hour. Can dig a tunnel through Sun Vang. The most likely answer is a smile. Looking at the expression of the medicine stopped the incense immediately stunned. The greater the doubt. This person is indeed deeply unpredictable. She can't see through. Except 58 young mystical. A while later. The worst part of the world is stopping Wang from going there, away from Kim Tian Dam, to build a fire. Being too close will be discovered by the people in the room. Very quickly a fragrance spread through the forest. So many animals came out. I think it's the most obvious way to stop hiding on one side. Not long after, a white mouse came out of the ground. As soon as it breaks through the ground, most likely, act quickly, grab it. Caught by someone, the mouse wants to run. Probably not. Give him a chance to laugh. Where is he going to run? One side. I stopped to see a little compassion. Take the mouse from the most powerful hand to hold in the chest. Towards him contemptuously speaking. Why are you so cruel? If you hurt him, why? Most likely, when you hear her talk, you will be smug. Animals are not so easily injured. Now we are in a hurry. Otherwise we can't tame it in time. I can hold the beast in my hand. Stroking the firehouse spoke. There's no need to lose that. At home we also have some animals. They've never tamed, but they still listen to us. Are you right, little animal? And the fire girl in her hand nodded. It's like hearing what she says. Seeing it like that stops the smell even more interesting. But most probably the people here are angry. He has something to do. There's no time here. Show mercy like her. Suddenly he thought of something that revealed a strange smile. The fire in my heart stopped. Like feeling the rays of danger, hiding in her heart. Stop seeing it scared. The most sure look I can say. What are you going to do? Most people rarely show a gentle smile. But like to stop the smell, she's afraid. Take a few steps back. I saw it in his hands. A lake appeared to speak. Don't worry. We didn't do anything. We just fed him this. I told you, out of the lake came an insect. It's not wrong, it's Han Dam. Just put this thing in Kia's body. He will surely obey. Otherwise, you will die not completely. Most likely, calmly look at someone, something in front of you, casually say. In short, if you want to quickly tame it, there are only two ways. Or we can train it for a day. Or feed it this. See the seriousness on your face. The smell does not stop. She did not dare to argue with him, otherwise, the consequences she really can't bear. Then she put the fire in her hand towards him. You can't tell your little animal to eat this. It's a little nauseous, but it's better to fall into his hands. Most likely, she agreed to laugh for an hour. Slowly bring the insect closer to the kangaroo. But right now, suddenly appeared a derivative of the wine that came. Be aware of the danger. The most likely is hand-drawn incense. Back to the back. After getting out of danger. The best part of the world is looking at where the optical function appears. I only saw a teenager's face. Carrying a sharp sword. At this point, the fire engine is also back. Stand on his shoulder. The young man stood there, looking coldly at the two most likely to speak. You two are so brave. Dare to touch the prince's mascot. Most people know what they see in this scene. Open your mouth and you have an owner. Stop thinking the situation is not right. Immediately speak up. Sorry, we didn't mean to. But she hasn't finished yet. Most likely, it brought her back. He looked at the teenager. He laughed coldly, whether he had an owner or not. We have to get it today. The young man heard him and laughed contemptuously. It's very loud. A 5-weight gas capacitor. A 4-core gas capacitor. Dare to touch the prince's pet. So today I will finish you. Don't have to wait long. The worst immediately attacked. In his hand flashed a silver light that just came out. Then the ghost of the Moon Lun Museum came. Teen looking at objects in hand, probably most immediately terrified. Careful response. 3 very dangerous ghost products. Even in the hands of those who are less powerful than him. But the power is still strong. If he fails, he will die. Then his eyes flashed towards the light. The worst is coming. In his hand appeared a long sword. A sword just came out. Does the world seem quiet? Let the worst of the world slow down. He looked at a sword he had just made. In my eyes, a little bit constricted in my heart for a moment. This person is using martial arts. Paragraph 7. Heavy dignity spirit soldiers. He is sure to lower the mind of the 7 kingdoms. Maybe even an heir. I am guilty of him today. It will be inconvenient later. So we must take his life. For a moment, after careful consideration, the worst of the world has emerged. See this situation. The teenager couldn't help but be surprised. That man stood up to him. The one who is at the top is him. He is not in a position to deal with him. But a moment later, the worst immediately accelerate the speed. Use of illusions. The battle immediately appeared more bodies. Real. The young man in front of me despised this. I feel too proud. But this teenager is so contemptuous. So let's make sure the most of it. Just as he was paying attention in front of him, most likely, it appeared behind him. With an evil smile saying, "Good sword. It's a shame to see me again. A life in exchange is worth it. Accept 59 cooperation." Once again, most likely to use the lunar wheel. He tried to kill the teenager in front of him. However, at this time there's a mutation. He only saw one of the black holes in his body. Is pushed back by a force. The moon wheel in his hand was also broken. Most likely, he was forced backward. Face color stops heavy. He has body armor on him. This time it was wrong. I didn't expect that. A boy like him. There are so many treasures on you. Even Elder Yu Min Cup. Not as much as him. He has one on his face. Who is he after all? The enemy is the plot of the 7 important Gao masters. Face Lin armor hand wielding martial arts legend. There's no way to break through his defenses. To be passively beaten. The scariest person is the one who is not strong or weak. They all used full force. So he has no loopholes. How to fight? At the same time, at the moment of the greatest of all, it is repulsed. The boy in front of me took a few steps back. His face looks horrible. He is the genius in genius. I've never lost a sword since. That's it now. To confront an atmospheric condenser, they are forced to use all their power. He almost died at his hands. If he didn't have armor before, he's definitely dead. He is the heir to the family. The same level beat the top scene. And now we're in this situation. He looked as sure as he could. He said, "What is your brother's name?" Probably heard him ask. I know this guy doesn't want to fight anymore. Open your mouth and answer with certainty. When he heard the answer he wanted the boy to face. Take back the sword in your hand. Turn around and I remember your name. Next time we will fight. I saw he was going to turn away. Probably open your mouth and ask. Excuse me, your brother is here because of the diamond. The most obvious mention of diamond essay. Teenagers are a little surprised, but very quickly calmed down. Right. He just finished. The worst of all, I knew he was halfway there because of the diamond. He wants to take advantage of his pet. To work for myself, should be honest. If not, we say goodbye, and if we do. Do you want to work with me? The boy was not surprised to hear this. How do you want to cooperate? Even if we are together. I'm not sure I got the essay diamond. Probably laughing for an hour. Pointing to the beast on the boy's shoulder. This brother doesn't have a mole. You probably don't want to risk your life with insects. The boy in front of me, unexpectedly. Maybe there's a way to do the same. Take advantage of the chain mouse to act indiscriminately. He doesn't know. Same start but different process. The results are also different. He asked, we think the same. I don't blame you for looking for it. But it is mine. What do you get to work with me? Most likely smiling at him. The best way to use a mole. I don't know if you're holding a mole as Sao. To get the diamond saved far away. Probably most people say no wrong. This boy has a way. But he couldn't tell them. Just ask the opposite what you think. Most likely they are going to speak up. And then he stopped standing next to me. Let yourself be smart. Robbing words to string rats digging tunnels. Waiting for them to pick up the diamonds and save them. I took the opportunity to steal some. When they finished, the two of them laughed. Stop feeling like that. I wonder what you are laughing at. I'm not right. The boy looked at the innocent girl in front of him. Not afraid to explain to her. The opponent is the master of heaven. It's not that easy. I'm afraid you haven't been arrested yet. Probably most right. Besides also agree. This idiot makes himself smart. Say such a stupid idea. He laughed and took advantage of the advantage of putting his hands on his head. She turned to the teenager. What way do you have? Maybe the young man in front of me was going to work with them. Not afraid to speak out about his plans. Our way is very simple. Saved diamonds are oppressed by geocentric flows into the lake. Just the water flowing out. I told the mole to dig a branch and get it. It's snowing after hearing someone else's plan. I can't help but exclaim a good idea. Too much for this way. Probably most people don't care. Said with a devilish smile. Unfortunately, there's only one part and we want it all. The boy in front of me was terrified. There are more than 50 Gao players in the group. Scene. There is also the Master of Heaven and Heaven with the Vi practice of BA people. They have a way of getting a piece. They're lucky. But the person in front of him is crazy. They say they want it all. This is not possible. Even if there is a way, then the Kier Masters can't let him. Completed 61 games. Most likely holding the final battle. With 2 people in heaven and stopped Wang. To a place far away. Save Kim Tian Nam. It's called the second part of the mountain range. Due to the level of violent gathering of mascots, so the mountain range is divided into 3 areas. The first area is considered the safest. There are only 1 and 2 levels. Suitable for landscape gas capacitor and landscape structure. The priest came to capture the beast. There's a needle in this area. The second area is considered a hunting ground. 3 and 4 level mascot focus. If there is no national training. Basically, there's only one way to die. But the animals here are abundant. It's where the devil comes to find grace. The third area is considered the most dangerous. Because the beast can. Survival here are monsters 5 cups or more. Even if it's a fake power projection. It can also be life-threatening. Most likely to lead people to the second area. It's a place where you can lay out the rules. But Thien Duong left understands the area of thousands of animals. Sun Van. Doubt or look here. This is the second area. Even if it's the sky. I don't dare to walk here. Finally you. To know the thoughts of the sky. Don't wait for him to finish. Just point to the final cut. Tian Yang Brothers. Tell your mole to dig a tunnel. From here to save Kim Tian Dam. Then arrange the battle according to this map. This is Kim Tian Dam. I thank God that I was startled when I heard it. Point to the map. He said to dig a tunnel from here to save Kim Hyen Dam. It doesn't matter. But tell it to put it on a matrix. Must be 1,000 tablets or more. Most likely, he nods casually and says no wrong. To be exact 3,221 tablets. Small body moles. Only 1 bite at a time. That means going back and forth 3,221 times. Just finished the battle around Kim Tian Dam. I can't help but take a deep breath. The smell next to me is unbearable. Voice of rebuke. You want him to be tired. Fire is standing on the left shoulder of heaven. Equally scared. He seemed to understand everyone's plan. Endlessly shivering. Fell from heaven's left shoulder to the ground. Seeing the situation like that. Probably not without laughing for an hour. I don't care about the fire on the ground. He turned his eyes to his owner. We don't have much time now. Diamonds that travel very quickly will explode. We have to get him to act now. You have to do that. Thank God the face stopped talking. Most likely, I see him hesitating. I can't help but laugh for an hour. As long as you can, I don't know. The devil is not Arrange good. The battle to save Kim Tian Dam. I don't need it anymore. It's a mole. You can find it later. But diamonds are not. As long as you do what I say. Make sure you earn a lot. Goddess eyes are on the earth. Eyes for a moment. After a while, he was struck by the worst. Can you nod your head? It's just the highest level of grace. At the very least, he doesn't need it anymore. Mole Fire Cottage has no way to protest. I didn't volunteer to dig a tunnel. Wait until it completes its mission.